welcome back. Okay, well, as you see, I'm doing another video on the, well, looks like Eagles, but this is actually about the Commanders. Now, the last time I did a video, folks really, try to say I was a hater and all this other stuff. I mean, but those are people who are actually Commanders fans. But like I said, I'm a real football analyzer, okay? So here's the thing. Last time I said, and as you see, the title is still fraud. I said the Commanders are frauds. So, if you didn't see the last video, let me just give you a little catch up. The Commanders are frauds because they were 7-2, and all the 7 wins were padded by beating bum ass teams, except for one by a last minute freaky P Diddy Hail Mary. And that team now currently has a losing record. So all I'm saying is they're doing okay. They're beating the teams they're supposed to beat. I get that. They're beating the bums. All the teams they beat at the time when they played them only had 1 or 2 wins. People crying about, hey, Cardinals, hey, they're a winning team. Okay, but they weren't a winning team when they played them. I think they had 1 win and 3 losses, something like that. Okay, Giants had 1 win, and then the second time Giants had 2 wins. They beat the Panthers. I believe the Panthers had 1 win, 2 wins, some sorry ass record. It's all facts. But then when they play the good teams like the Ravens, like Pittsburgh and Eagles, they lose. These are all facts. So I said they were frauds before they played Pittsburgh. But I did say if they beat Pittsburgh and they beat Eagles, I will give them respect because I'm a real football guy. I know football and I know how to analyze teams. The Commanders are frauds. They only could beat up on the bum ass teams. So, and since they got the second easiest schedule in the league, they haven't really been tested yet. Okay? Because it's just not that many good teams on their record. You know what I'm saying? And you're about to see now because after this game, they got like 3 sorry teams in a row. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to this game. So as you see, Saquon was just running all over them. They couldn't stop him. It was a very tight game for the first 3 quarters. I didn't think their quarterback Daniels did bad. A lot of people were talking about, hey, he's regressing, he's hurt, blah blah blah. I mean, you listen, but you listen to these Commanders fans, and you think that Daniels stunk it up. He did throw 1 interception, but everybody throws an interception. I think he only had like 2 or 3 interceptions on a year out of like 8 games already, or 9 games, whatever it was. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why now he finally throws the interception, and now he's some garbage. But that's a typical Commanders fan for you, because every year they get a new quarterback. Was it Sam Howell? What's the other guy that played the 4 games? But he had won a few games, and then they just turn around and turn their back. When they got the quarterback from the Eagles, I think he won a few games, but then he started losing. They turned his back on him. So now they're slowly starting to turn their back on Daniels. All these complaints, oh, he's had his rookie game and all this and that. This is typical Commanders. They never want to ride a quarterback out. Now, luckily, they got some more sorry teams coming up. So they could probably redeem themselves. But anyway, back to the frauds. Like I said, I would give the Commanders props if they would beat the good teams. And I said this before they played Pittsburgh, but they played Pittsburgh and they lost. Now they played Eagles and they lost. Okay? So they still got the 7 wins against the bum teams. They got 4 losses now, all against good teams. Now, the next schedule I think is Cowboys, Titans, and somebody else I think that doesn't have a good record. I gotta look it up. I don't. Anyway, my point is, most likely they're gonna win the next 3 or 4 games or something like that. Why? Because Dallas is 3-8. They're terrible, and people sitting here complaining. That's how people don't really know football, and they're just fans. Okay, there's a big difference between knowing football and just fans. All the Commanders fans say, oh, he's digressing. I mean, the guy threw for 200 yards. He didn't get any touchdowns again. I'm talking about the quarterback, Daniels, and he did throw an interception, which was costly. Okay, but now last week, and this also is to the Commander fans crying about, oh, they were happy to get B-Rob back or whatever. They always crying about injuries. But nobody wants to talk about the injuries Dallas had. Dallas had the top 4 edge rushers out for like weeks. No Parsons, no Tank, and then their next 2, they had nothing but rookies on the ends. And then, they had their second leading wide receiver out all season. He ain't back yet. Then their top, well, not their top, right behind Diggs, cornerback on defense. He's been out all season, hasn't played yet. They got like 6, 7, 8 starters out, but nobody mentions that. Nobody mentions that. But when Commanders lose a game, oh man, we had some injuries, man. We had these people and all this and that. It wouldn't be like that. But y'all don't say that shit when Dallas is losing. Y'all just laughing at them, okay? But anyway, that's why I said Commanders fans are fans. They don't really attribute themselves to real football. So anyway, the Cowboys. Now this is bad quarterback play. Everybody know Dak got hurt. Season's over. You're not really gonna win with your QB1 out. Like imagine the Commanders if Daniels got hurt. Mariota's not going to take him nowhere. He might win a couple games. He's just like a game manager like Cooper Rush. But anyway, between Cooper Rush and Trey Lance last week, the Cowboys got a total of 33 yards net passing. Not 33 yards a quarter. Not 33 yards in one half. 33 yards net. Because they subtract when you get sacks and stuff like that. 33 yards net all game. That is horrible quarterback play. Okay? Not throwing the 200 yards that Daniels did. Now, like I said, he didn't stink it up totally bad. He threw an interception that was costly. People throw interceptions all the time. Dak threw them. Shoot, even Patrick Mahomes threw them. I mean, Patrick Mahomes probably thrown 3 times as many interceptions as Daniels is, but you don't hear him saying Pat Mahomes is a bad quarterback, right? But the main reason they don't say that because Patrick Mahomes, he's won something. And at the bare minimum, he has beaten good teams. Jaden Daniels has not beat a good team except for Hail Mary. That's it. Okay? And that's not real football. Beating teams by a Hail Mary is not real football because it doesn't happen all the time. It maybe happen once a year, once or 2 years, once or 3 years. It's just not often. Everybody knows this. Jaden Daniel has not beaten a team with a good quarterback. You know why? Because the good quarterbacks are on the good teams, and they lose to the good teams. Okay? Now, he did beat a rookie quarterback, Caleb. They're a losing team now. Okay? And don't forget, Chicago had the easiest schedule in the league because they were the sorriest team last year, and then Commanders were the second sorriest. So, I'm just hoping that people will at least admit that I was right when I call them frauds. And right now, it's still going to be like 3 or 4 weeks until I can actually say they're a good team because they're not going to play nobody close to a 500 record then. Okay, so what happened, the Commanders lost a couple of games. All the fans going to say, hey, we were competitive. These little more victories. But at the end of the day, just like the whack-ass Hail Mary, y'all lost the game. The games were lost, and you lost to a good team. Okay? But like I said, they got Dallas next. Actually, the Dallas game probably tough. Probably tough like the first half, and then, Commanders probably pull it out. But the Cowboys are a bad team. And then once they beat the Cowboys, the fans will be talking about they going to the Super Bowl again. It's just fucking ridiculous. So I don't know why they think they're going to have teams like Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? You can have teams like the Ravens going to be there. Pittsburgh going to be there. These are AFC teams, but, they get the Super Bowl, they might have to play them. And then they lost to the Eagles. The Eagles definitely going to be in the playoff. So these are the teams you need to practice beating and be ready for the playoff. But most likely they're probably back in, sneaking to the playoff, but they're going to be one and done. Of course they're going to be one and done because they can't beat any good teams. They keep racking up on these sorry teams to get in, but there's not going to be any sorry teams in the playoff. And they're going to lose. One and done. Just like they keep saying the Cowboys, we were 4-13 last year, but we did just as good as y'all because y'all went to playoff and lost. Okay, well, same thing this year. Dallas going to go, 3-14 or whatever, and Commanders going to go to playoff, and they're going to lose. They're going to be one and done. They haven't won a playoff game in 19 years. After this season, it's going to make it 20 years. They're not going anywhere. Now, you can't honestly say that they look like they're a playoff team. They're probably going to make off by sheer numbers, okay? They probably get 10 wins by beating 10 teams under 500 except for the Hail Mary, okay? So that's probably how they're going to get in there. But it's going to be no sorry. Every team that's going to the playoff can beat the Commanders. Every team. Vikings if they get in, Falcons if they get in, Lions if they can get in, San Francisco they get in. All these teams gonna beat them. Shoot, Dallas gonna win one of these games. Now they keep thinking they're gonna get 2 little easy games over Dallas, but they're gonna put one of these wins together. Just because Commanders are just not a good team. Okay? But that's pretty much all I'm saying. And like last time I made a video, I challenged any Commanders fan to tell me one good team they had beaten. The closest they can come to was the Giants. I mean, sorry, was Chicago. But we all know that Chicago um, is not a good team. Okay, they beat Chicago by Hail Mary. I don't know why you want to get credit for that, but yes, a win is a win. They beat Chicago, but right now Chicago has a losing record. Losing record. So nobody can tell me a good team they beat. You know why? Because they haven't beaten a good team. They lost to every good team they played. So that's why I keep saying their record is a fraud, because they probably gonna get a couple more wins. I think they got Titans coming up, and they got an under 500 record. So they're gonna keep padding that win column with sorry teams. That's a fraud. Because every time you come to play a half decent team, you lose. So I challenge you in the comments. Somebody sit here and tell me Commander is a proven good team. And then right behind that, tell me one good team you have beaten. And all excuses are, oh, well, we don't set the schedule. We play who we play, and we're winning the games we're supposed to win, which is against the bum team. And I agree. You're supposed to win against the quote-unquote easy team. It is the NFL, but there are some sorry teams in the NFL. You're supposed to win those games. But all this yip yap, and people, not everybody. Of course, there's always some fans going, "Oh boy, we've been talking about Super Bowl this, Super Bowl that," and they haven't even won a playoff game in 19 years. You know what I'm saying? But they know that they haven't even beaten a good team. So why would they really think they would succeed in the playoff? They're going to get in. Well, I mean, of course, it's not fact, but the way their schedule looks, their easy schedule looks, if they can continue to beat the bum teams, they'll get in. They're not going to go far, but they'll get in. And we're getting a preview of how they can hang. They keep saying competitive. All that means you're gonna go to playoff and I guess play competitive and lose. So I don't know. Are y'all about winning or just playing competitive? Because that's the same excuse to use to get the Cowboys. Like, hey, yeah, y'all good, y'all get in, but then y'all don't go nowhere. And then y'all Command's about to do the same thing and not go anywhere. So it's always an excuse they can use against the Cowboys, but not against themselves. So, but I get it. The Commanders have been relevant in like a couple of decades. Like they haven't even have a winning record since 2016. That's like 7-8 years ago. They haven't even have a winning record. So I can understand them acting a little crazy. And that's how I gotta, I look at them as just a little fan, a fanatic, instead of a real football analyzer like myself. So, if you wanted to debate me, drop some facts in the comments. Tell me who they're beating. Tell me why you think they would actually win a playoff game when they can't beat any team over 500 without a Hail Mary. Let me know.